All right, welcome. Hello, coolest guy. Welcome. And welcome to the Discord. Also, thanks for joining. I really like that Dark Angels Redemptor. It's a Redemptor, right? I can't remember off the top of my head if it was a Redemptor or not. It's a really nice looking dreadnought. And hello, Ruben Lee. So the plan, guys, for tonight's live stream is I want to get this guy finished. Stentor I-52 is one of the two henchmen following Inquisitor Ostromandius around. And I also want to get the Inquisitor himself painted up. Everything's been dulled down a lot because of the known oil wash, so I'm just bringing the colors back up in this phase. Do some hazard stripes next. So when doing hazard stripes, I like to start off with XV88 and then build up to the yellow, which is Averland Sunset. It's a little tricky. This is when having a handle is going to come in handy, because then it'll allow me to maneuver and manipulate my model as I'm painting it. $4. Mars Black. It's an acrylic paint. It's just as good as Abaddon Black, and it's gonna last you years. Hello, Lucas. Now the trick is that some of his skin is showing through the, underneath his suit, like by his mouth, as well as like, if you look right here where his robotic right arm is, you could see where the suit ends, and then his skin is like peeking out. So I'm gonna be using Rackhearth flesh as always to make like a very sickly looking skin. Then I'll be highlighting that up with some flayed flesh. Also gotta find my yellow. So I can do, yeah, here are my hazard stripes. All right, perfect, we're ready. This is Stentor I-52, one of the companions of Inquisitor Ostramandius. He is a Warhammer Plus exclusive figure. So I think these are one of the guys that if you're subscribed to Warhammer Plus, then you can choose to buy this box. I've already painted the skull, and now I'm working on Stentor I-52. Hopefully we can get to the man himself, the Inquisitor, tonight. We're in it for the long haul, folks. So I'm glad you're all here. I think also you could see his hand. I think the hardest part for this is going to be painting his mouth. And his mask, because you could see just a little bit. Paint him like an alien. And then your paint's oh. Paint him like an alien. Trying to be like close to the box art. But yeah, I don't know how much I'm gonna. You can kind of see a little bit of his mouth peeking out behind the grill. Not really though, yeah, it's mostly just teeth. But then yeah, he's got his pale hand. And then that Inquisitor's gauntlet. It's interesting, the gauntlet is like the Inquisitor's armor. It's like a really dark red with bright red highlights. It's kind of what that gauntlet is looking like. So I might have to do like a very dark dark red. Yep, Servitor. Actually, it's never stated that this guy is a Servitor, Stentor I-52. And all of the descriptions I found of him online, he's stated as being a mysterious figure that blasts the enemy with his sound waves. That might have been too much black paint mixed with the corn red. No, I can kind of see the corn red. I think this will be okay. Then I'll do like let's do like some bright reddish orangish highlights. How about some Wild Rider red? Yeah. I think it's good we're painting him first. We could kind of settle on a armor scheme for the Inquisitor himself. Maybe it's not this orangey. The picture makes it look more like a WarbossTae red or an Evil Sun scarlet. That's okay. We're experimenting. We're trying to see what works and what doesn't. Richard Mode, Warhammer friend. I didn't know servitors could be made out of Xenos. What is Ambot? I'm not as deep in the lore as I could be. All right, and then we'll do some. The box art is showing like gray highlights for his gimp suit, but I'm gonna go with Thunderhawk blue, and then maybe a Fenrisian gray. See you guys. See you, coolest guy. Thanks for popping in. And actually, like, the plan was that I wanted to paint up an entire combat patrol of Black Templars. That was my plan for this whole week, but it got derailed because my whole family came down with something. Some very horrible flu-like thing. Started last week and last like a Saturday or Sunday, and it was just, it laid us out. That's why my live streams have been kind of off and on, and so hopefully that's, like, everybody seems to be on the mend. The worst seems to be over. Last night was the worst, man. I don't know if you've ever had to deal with having sick toddlers, infants. Oh man, it was rough going last night. And then me and my lady boss are both sick, so we're trying to take care of everyone while being sick ourselves, and it's just not fun. I'm glad to be back in front of the camera. An ambot is a cybernetic construct similar to a servitor used for heavy mining duties across the Imperial Man. Central nervous system is that of a Xenos creature known as an ambot. Ah, okay. Blood for the blood G. Yeah, okay. I think I've seen the model for the amble. The amble. Yeah, so I wanted to, man, I really wanted to get this Black Templar's Combat Patrol painted, but it looks like it's gonna have to be my project for next week. This week, at least, I was able to get done Cotiaz, looking spiffy in his gold armor, with that freehand red trim on his cape. Ah, yes. His bird. I'm really happy with how that came out. Hey, what is this? Okay, I was like, did I miss something on his wing? And then Ostermandius's Servo Vox skull, that got painted. So it's just got to finish up this Servitor guy and then get to Ostermandius himself. All right, let's do the hazard stripes on the wires. All right. Hey, the one from the past. Look, flashing that new badge because he's gone into month 2 of being a channel member. So he went from that drop of paint to a whole new icon. Yeah, I think I remember seeing it in the Blackstone Fortress add-on. Let's do some tiny hazard stripes on this wire right here. Oop. Oop. 2. Woo! Right, let's clean it up with some bright yellow paint. Yeah, I wanted the badges to change after 1 month. And then I think the next time it's going to change either at 3 months or 5 months. I think I built out a whole system for the channel member icon to change up to like a year. There's a whole formula in place. Yep, so just a reminder, if you guys would like to support the channel, be like the one from the past and be a channel member, and that'll give you access to all of my digital downloads for free on the Discord, as well as some other perks. All right. Woo! I think he's looking pretty good. What are the rules for this servitor? Does he tear his victims apart or talk them to death? I think the rules kind of say that he like blasts them with his vocals, this amplifier. I'm not too sure. Let's do a red wire. I don't know. He's wearing a red gauntlet. What color should we do this wire? I'm not really getting much help from the picture. Let's go with red. Then let's do, I think it's showing like white for this icon on his gauntlet. I'm gonna go with gold. So I am taking some creative liberties. This is a commission for a client, so I wanted to be happy with them. I don't want to go too far from the box art. All right, I think he's pretty good. What is your favorite army? Death Corps of Krieg right now. The old Death Corps of Krieg. And that answer changes every night, I swear. You ask me, like, tomorrow, it's probably gonna be like Orcs and Goblins for Warhammer, the Old World. All right. He's done. I'm gonna call him done. You know what? No, I gotta work on, yeah, but I could do his basing. I gotta work on his skin a little bit more. I think I gotta do like a Raglan flesh shade, and then a little bit more of that Rackard flesh. That's basing done. All right, so to get that skin tone nailed down, I'm gonna see if I can find some Raglan flesh shade. Yeah, that works. All right, so that's him done. So now, for my Inquisitor's commission, I'll line them up for you. You got Inquisitor Codiaz, his double-headed bird, and then the two hanger-ons, the two Servo Vox Skull, and then Stentor I-52 for Ostramandius. So now I'm going to paint Ostramandius himself. We're going to see if we can get this guy done by the end of the stream. Small details. Didn't you see the hazard stripes on his helmet? All right, let's see what this guy's got. A black cape. Okay, and then it's like a melta gun. All right, so he's got all of this armor that he's got is that dark black red. So I might have to mix up some more of this corn red and black paint. Yeah, I do. The one from the past, all of your Death Watch stuff is really cool. Really fun to watch come together. I saw somebody on eBay selling Death Watch Combat Patrol. And I was like, oof, it's tempting. Tempting. I got too much stuff on my plate, but boy, it came with like a Corvus Black Star, one of those. I was so like tempted to buy it. Because I got too much on my plate. And not enough money in the bank. Otherwise, I would have probably gone on. All right, corn red with a little bit of black paint. There's probably a paint for it in Games Workshop's in the Citadel range. I don't have the money to buy all the Citadel paints. Here, let me move these guys back so you can focus on Ostramandius here. Dude, purple. Oh my goodness. Okay, the inside of his cape is cream colored. That'll be fun. And he's got like a prosthetic like a robot leg. And then looks like he also has like a robot arm too. This guy's been around the block. Okay, black boots, or one black boot for his real leg. His other leg is a robot leg. Okay. It looks like he's wearing funny. He's wearing brown pants, but he's only got one pant leg because it looks like his right leg is completely robotic from the waist down. He's got like some kind of hand in a box. The one from the past, I haven't. I'm gonna check it out as soon as I'm done with this. Yeah, especially all the Space Marine stuff. But it's like that's their bread and butter, so they keep getting orders to make more Space Marine stuff. Oh, I screwed up. I think the inside's supposed to be gold. And the outside is white. It's okay. That's okay. I think this looks more interesting. Whose hand is that? Is it his? It could be his. It's a right hand. That's pretty funny. Let's do brown. Using Xandri dust, I'm going to build up the color to Rakarth flesh for the trim, and then I'm going to use straight Rakarth flesh for the inside of his cape. He's slowly coming together. I'm starting to see the finished product here. He's got a full Bane face mask. And one of his eyes is a robot eye, so you're not going to see too much skin. We're getting there. So much easier when you have the when you got the box right next to your table. It's always better when the thing you're painting has like a clear, obvious face to look at. be great. Is this skin? Yeah, okay, so looks like I do get to paint a little bit more skin on this guy. His arm, his right arm, is pretty open. But he is wearing a glove. Yeah, okay. He's wearing a glove, and the other side is a robot hand. I love too the idea that these guys are like old, crusty dudes, and they're just like operating. Their bodies are held together with all this robotics and all the drugs they're pumped into their body. God, you know who would make a terrific Inquisitor if they did a movie? Willem Dafoe. He would be fantastic. All right, let's get some gold. This is a, yeah, I'm gonna have to redo this Inquisitor symbol because this buckle is red, but the Inquisitor sign on the buckle is white, or it's gold rather. So we'll do that. He's got an Inquisitor sign on his tabard. Okay. Boondock Saints. White with gold. Okay. Might as well get to work on this the basing He's actually standing on some smoke. Or he's standing on some rubble, and three wisps of smoke are coming up from the ground around him, so I can get to work on that. But before I do, let's see if I can get to the inside of his cape here. It's gonna be tricky because it's tight going, trying to reach all these inside the cape spots. Okay, it's pretty funny. Kind of have to just blindly poke and prod with my paintbrush. I guess I could have built this guy in sub-assemblies and gotten all this painted, but you know what? That's not my style. All right, that's good. Now I can work on the back. See? Good enough. Perfect. Not good enough, it looks perfect. Perfect. So because everybody's sick, we were making chicken soup tonight, and I love making chicken soup. First brown the chicken at the bottom of the pot while you're cutting all your vegetables. Get it all golden brown and crispy, and then you add the vegetables and the chicken stock, and it all comes together, and it's like, oh, what a life. Right, so I had to do a little bit of creative recoloring, because originally this eye is supposed to be, the outline is supposed to be in white, the gold is supposed to be on the inside, but because I accidentally painted the outside in gold, I had to figure out what I was going to do to paint the inside. So I decided to go with silver. I think it came out pretty well. It's different than the box art, but that's okay. I think this makes him look a little bit more like battle hardened, and like he's in an area like a theater of war, rather than just like he looked a little bit too ornamental before. This makes him look more like he's actually on the job. I don't know what kind of weapon is this. Is this a Melta pistol? Looks like they've got like a light colored leather. What my lady boss is about. Happy Saturday, everybody. It's 2 o'clock in the morning where I am in sunny California. I hope wherever you are, you're having a wonderful start to your weekend. I do have a Discord. If you're not a member of it already, I would love to have you join it. We do a bunch of different challenges, but it's also just a great place to show off your work, get tips, tricks, advice, feedback on whatever you're working on. It's just a great place to hang out and share your work in the hobby. I want to say a very special welcome to all of you doom scrollers out there who found my channel just by scrolling through all the crazy live streams that are currently infesting the timeline. I saw some pretty wild stuff tonight. I was like, I wonder who my competition is on live streams. If people are just doom scrolling live streams, what are they running across? And I have seen some wild stuff. Saw people making street food like in Thailand or somewhere. Saw earlier I saw a guy doing push-ups. Just like doing his whole workout routine. A lot of tarot card fortune tellers doing readings on live stream. All right. If you notice, the Inquisitor has a bionic eyeball. And I think it'll be cool to make it look like it's clamped onto his head. Yeah, there we go. Like the whole thing is wrapped around his head like that. It's really good. Okay, flayed one flesh. I've never used flayed one flesh before. It's supposed to be like the top highlight for pale skin. Yeah, okay, I see it. It's always tricky getting the recipe right for age. You know what I'm saying? Like painting an old man's skin is a little bit different than painting a younger man's skin. I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, I think that was pretty darn good. Okay. Now I'm gonna start to work on like his glove, all the black, and again I'm gonna use Thunderhawk blue, just like the gimp suit for Stentor I-52. We're gonna use this as the highlight for black. I gotta remember to highlight the book pages. All right, it came out pretty good. To all you 17 folks in the live chat, welcome. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoy yourself while you're here. Don't forget to hit the like button before you go. And I want to say thank you for joining me. He's got a book on his hip, so we're going to just color in the pages, make sure that they look like pages in a book. Hoi Enkra. That looks pretty awesome. All right, time for the bright red highlights. So we went with Stentor. We went up to Wild Rider Red, which is a very bright orangey red. But I think we're gonna need to go Evil Sun Scarlet, which continues up the red color scheme. This is Inquisitor Ostromandius. He's a Warhammer Plus commemorative series model. So it comes with 3 miniatures, Ostromandius, this fox skull, and then this assistant, this agent called Stentor I-52. I already finished painting Stentor right here, as well as the Vox skull, which was like the fastest thing I've ever painted. And so now we're finishing up the Inquisitor himself. This is a commissioned job. I am a commissioned painter as well as a YouTuber. If you'd like to commission my work, all you have to do is reach out to me. WarbossTae Studios, all one word, WarbossTae Studios at gmail.com. And I think this is, yeah, this is correct. It looks really bright, but this is the color that we want. This is one of those times where like painting something makes you kind of cringe when you're first doing it because it feels so weird and wrong. It's just such a bright highlight to go over a darker base color, but that's what the armor is. It's not like a normal color progression. It really is like really, really dark, and then it goes really bright. I love how he's got like a prosthetic arm and a prosthetic leg. Really shows like how like battle hardened the Inquisitors are. Like they've been through it. They've seen some stuff. Woo! Look at that. You know, one thing I love about painting, like it forces you to work outside your comfort zone, and every once in a while you find a technique that you really like. Like I really like this bright highlighting off of a dark base tone. I really like it. I'm a new Warhammer fella and have some buds that are teaching me a bunch, and I like the ways you paint. Thanks very much. Thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, you know what, guys? I'm gonna call him done. I don't think there's much more that I want to do with him. So he's done. That means that I just have to work a little bit on the base. The hard thing is, or the thing that's kind of tricky, it's a tricky problem, is that he's on a rocky base, but it's also smoking, and the smoke should be gray and like black. So the creative workaround to that is that I just, I'm gonna have to paint, and when I do the base work, my Geek Gaming Scenics base work, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to work around the smoke. I want to kind of replicate the smoke effect here. So it looks like there's a little bit of orangey flame, like embers and stuff at the bottom of each plume. And then it starts white and then it fades to like black. So let's do that. It's more orangish red. So I think we're gonna try to do our Wild Rider red here. Just a little bit at the bottom of each one. That's so cool. That is so cool. It's kind of like hinting that there's still something on fire at the bottom of all of these. Now you can conquer the fields of war in space 2. Oh, I missed that small detail in that model. I think it adds some character and fire. Is that a new Inquisitor miniature? Mr. Knight, it is a commemorative series, one of those special boxes you get if you're a Warhammer Plus subscriber. It's called Inquisitor Ostromandius. And there's 3 miniatures that come in this box. The Inquisitor, his assistant Stentor I-52, and a Vox Skull. So this is what they look like. I thought, you know, if you miss it, it's like, oh man, I'm not subscribed to the Warhammer Plus, so I'm gonna miss it. But you know what? Just go on eBay, and I saw somebody selling this guy for like 50 bucks, and then you got the real scalpers that are trying to sell these guys for like $100. But I think if you can time it right, if you're lucky, not if you can time it right, but if you're lucky, you can find these on eBay for pretty decent price. Right, we're reaching the end of this paint job. Painting Inquisitors just makes me excited for Owlcat's Dark Heresy game. Build a retinue, go out and fight chaos. And Night Lords, yeah. So this is basing glue. It's basically Elmer's glue or white glue, PVA glue, but it goes on really easily and quickly, and it adheres to basing material perfectly. So I use it with Geek Gaming, same company, Geek Gaming Scenics Base Ready Scatter, their Grim Dark City Rubble. So all you do is dip that sucker on and tappity tappity tap, tappity tappity tap, and your base is done. And just like that, as Carrie would say, and just like that, my commission is finished. Oh yeah, hit that like button. My commission of Inquisitor Codiaz, done. His pimp hammer. That awesome freehand trim. I also gave a little tutorial the other night on how to do a glass effect and an hourglass effect. He came out really well. His creepy staring eye. And then his birdie friend with the 2 heads. Yeah, I'm really glad that that came out so nicely. And then Inquisitor Ostromandius here. And his Vox skull. And his assistant, Stentor I-52. Actually, there's one more thing I could paint on Stentor that I saw on the picture. He's got like some buttons on his leg here, a red and a blue, so let's do that. Just gonna use my fist on red for the red. For the blue, let's go with something fun and do, I thought I saw a Temple Guard blue, something bright and vibrant like a Calidor sky. I don't want to do like, yeah, here, 1,000 Suns blue, oh boy. This is like a, almost like a turquoise. so here we go, right in the front. There. That looks really cool. Man, that looks really good. The xenomorph, yeah, he does look like a xenomorph, huh? My wife is asking me to help with the babies, so I'm gonna rush upstairs to the nursery and see if I can get them to go back to sleep. But I will be right back, and when I do, my plan for the next part of the live stream is to assemble, let's see where I put him. Yeah, I would like to assemble this guy from the Black Templar's box. Base. Where I put the instructions? Right here. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get to actually painting the Black Templars, but I'm gonna try to see if I can build them, at least. So I'll be right back. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you all in a little bit. Put all my inquisitorial crews here. Okay, I'm back. All right, here we go. Let's put away our painted stuff and get to the Marshal of the Black Templars. Comes on a single frame like this. Trying to decide if I want to have a, thank you, the one from the past. I was able to put the baby down. Trying to decide if I want to have a regular spiky backpack or the freaking shroud. That looks pretty wild. Let's go with just a spiky backpack. I think I'm gonna try to go with what's on the box. So I'll hit that. B32, yeah, you think so? Okay. What about for weapon? What are we doing for weapon? Plasma pistol or a combi bolter flamer? It's gotta be the bolter flamer, right? Purge the heretic. And the sword. Sword or axe? I like the look of the sword. All right, sword, bolter flamer, the relic. Yeah, I feel good about it. I feel good. A1, A5, A2. Yeah, I think that the shroud is on the Black Templar's upgrade sprue. A1, A5. Yeah, I thought it would be fun because of the new Black Templar stuff that's been announced. 5 is left leg. Make sure I do it on camera. You know, building miniatures used to be my favorite part of the hobby. I really liked this part of the hobby, and I just have no patience for it anymore. Did I even, is this the right side? Nope, that's the right side. I don't enjoy it like I used to. Yeah, that makes more sense. Let's zoom out just a little bit. A3 in the front, A4 in the back. This is a pretty cool cape. Oh, wow. There's some flash. There's not really any mold lines, but there's some flash that I should try to get rid of. I do like how they slot in so easily now. These are all like monopose. Before you could really choose how you wanted your model to look. now it's kind of predetermined. If anything, you can change the loadout, but combi with the sword. I know you're not into Subarus, but you should probably paint that cape now so you don't run into that issue you did with the other one. Yeah, you know what? I'm looking at this one though, and because it's flared out to the side, the trouble with this one was that it's just kind of hanging and it's stuck under him. But this one is like flared completely to the side where there's like a little bit down under here. And when I look at how he's painted, yeah, it looks like that part could just be like hidden. This is going to be going on the eBay store when it's done, so I'm not too concerned with how frustrating it's going to be. The other one was for my client, so I was like, I got to do right by that one, but this one should be okay. Sub-assembly. Okay, yeah. Sub-assembly. All right, how's this going to work? B59, B32. Okay, with his backpack, yeah. All right, I think the B frame is actually the Black Templar's upgrade sprue. Yep, here it is. There's that shroud. Creepy. I wonder if I can, ooh, where did it go? Use the same backpack. They have their own backpack. Okay, yeah, it fits. So it's fine. And I can use the other backpack on the B upgrade sprue with the other backpack topper that I didn't use. A7, A6. Let that rest there. A7 is a shoulder pad. A7, okay. Oh, this is leg armor. Huh, interesting how stuff fits. Is that right? Does it matter? The skull goes down. Oh. Yeah, skull faces down, so it's gonna look like that. All right, A11, A13, A14. interesting. The hand is like a part of the gun. So you couldn't use this with another, I guess you could use it, just can't have it like all by itself. All right. And then the sword. So cool. Then I get an axe to put into my bits box. Everybody's a winner. A12 is the other shoulder pad. Standing on this rock. Shoulder pad. All right, now for his head, you got 4 options. You've got the one with the mask, the one with like the ringlet around his head. Oh no, 2 options. No, there's 4. The other 2 are on the Black Templar upgrade sprue. Okay, which ones? 51 and 30. I know there's a lot on here. Oh, these are all neophytes, I think. Neophyte heads, yeah, with the hair. Okay, 51 and 30, I think are... this guy. Another one with like a little ring around his head. And 30. This guy was like a helmet. I don't know. I'm not feeling any of those. But I think this guy looks pretty good. I like this helmet too. I think I might go for this helmet. Yeah, I'm not feeling any of these, like these guys here. I'm not feeling any of these heads with the iron band around the heads. It's not really my style, so let's go with the helmet. That looks more like a Templar knight helmet. And we'll call it a day. 8 for the shoulder. Right. Okay. Let's do the shoulder pad. And need like tweezers for this. And for the helmet and the backpack. Where you going, shield? Oh, this whole thing is turning out horribly. There we go. Everyone get to your positions. Oh my goodness. I'm too impatient. I don't have time for the glue to dry. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That looks pretty good right there. We just gotta get him on his base. And then we gotta get the base onto the base. Wait a minute, is it like this? Oh my goodness. It's like all backwards. You usually don't have your miniatures walking down the tactical rock. Usually I've seen them walking up the tactical rock. But I guess this is a little bit different. Where is it? Here it is. That side right in there. Okay. Thank you for the likes. Ah, done. Very good, very good. Oh. And his arms coming off. Oh my gosh. I should really, okay, you know what? I gotta be a little bit more stringent about holding these pieces until there's a stronger bond. So I'm using this Tester's non-toxic plastic cement. And I've noticed that it is takes a little bit more time to set, and it's a little bit more finicky than their red label, more toxic plastic cement. So you really gotta like press and push the pieces together. This is the blue label, non-toxic liquid cement for plastic miniatures. We're just gonna set him on the side. I like the head. The helmet is much better than the head on the, like the official head on the artwork and everything. I think he looks much more like a marshal than, I really don't like this head with the iron band on it. I don't know what it is. It's just not my cup of tea. All right, what army are you painting? These are Black Templars that I'm gonna be painting. Templars have some of the cleanest Primaris models. They do love the Templar range. You could always raise the base. That's true. I think it's okay. I think it's more of a like a psychological thing for me. All right, guys. What should I build next? I've got a Primaris Crusader squad, and I've got a what else am I building? These are a lot of options. Or I could build a Primaris Impulsor. Holy cow. This looks like a whole lot of, I don't know. Okay, you know what, guys? I'm gonna leave it up to you. Assembly. Opinions on the new Space Wolves model. I like the heads. Should I spend the next hour assembling some Black Templars? Either the Crusader squad with the neophytes and the other guys, or the Immerse Intercessor Squad or the Impulsor. I could spend the next hour assembling, or no, they haven't said where the Imperial Fists are on the roadmap, or not that I know anyways, and I'm trolling their website every day. Or I could do some painting, and on the block for the painting to fill up my eBay store is an Emperor's Children 30K Dreadnought. $30K Emperor's Children Palatine Blades. Got a squad of them. 2, 3, 4, 5. Or a squad of Death Guard Breachers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll just put them out so that everybody can see. I think I started on this guy. Yeah, he's got the green shoulder pads already. Is this a 10-man squad? Oh, it is a 10-man squad. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Did I prime Lucius? I know I've got Lucius here too. All right. There's also Lucius the Eternal, but this was before he was the Eternal in 30K. He was just Lucius the silly guy. So Emperor's Children or Death Guard. This is all stuff that I need to paint for my eBay shop. I'm also going to be painting the Black Templars, but I don't know what's more exciting. Oh, and also speaking of Space Wolves, I've got a Space Wolves Praetor here. So I'll let you guys think about it, and let me know what you would rather see me do. Assemble some Black Templars or paint something. And I'm gonna grab my coffee and then I'll be right back. Smelly boys. The one from the past, unless there is like an overwhelming majority of people that want to see me do something else, as a channel member, I'm gonna have to give it to you every single time. So everybody else, I think we're gonna go with these Death Guard Breachers. They're so much fun to paint too. I love painting Death Guard. So we might do an Emperor's Children night on another night. I'm just excited that I got my Inquisitor team done. That's like such a huge relief, like a load off of my mind. I can email my client and tell him this part of the commission is done. He's mailing me a box, an army box of the Death Corps of Krieg. So I'm gonna be working on that next for him when that gets there. And some Death Riders and like the heavy weapons team. So that'll be a lot of fun. But for now, I can work on my own stuff for my eBay store. There was a few things taken off shelves at Warhammer World on photo day, but my son was left on the shelf in the kit there. I take pictures of his new model. That'd be pretty cool. All right, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Death Guard insignia are white. So I'm going to paint the insignia in white. These are all custom. They all have Death Guard shoulder pads. I love the idea of a White Scars captain on a bike. I hope that's true. Okay, I need Castellan green for the green. There's this guy I follow on Twitter or X. He paints the best Death Guard. They're so good, and they're all like the new plastics, heavy, chunky Mark III boys, and they look so good. They're such a joy to follow. All right, where's my Castellan green? There we go. Would you rather better scopes or more options in the kits? Hello, official Penguin Empire. I would rather better sculpts, I think. Well, I don't know, because if you have more options in the kits, that gives you more stuff for your bits box. And I like that. Everybody's a winner with that. The first one is always the test model. My Death Guard I paint with non-saturated greens working together, then place over a yellow glaze and it comes out great. Ooh, interesting. So like what colors that Ratchet Josh? What colors do you use? I kind of want to picture your process. Right. I think we'll do the 2 tubes or wires or piping in his backpack right at the center in this Castellan green also. It's like a unifying color across the model, so you try to use it in different places. Perfect. And I think I'm going to do a stripe down the center. That looks gnarly. Centurions, I think they're pretty cool. Not enough of them being played. They're a lot of fun to paint too. They just look really goofy. They're Space Marines, piloted by Space Marines, in Space Marine armor, wearing a bigger suit of Space Marine armor. Aside from the goofiness, I think they're pretty awesome. these real quick. I think it's more interesting if the back of a breacher shield is just like gunmetal gray, and the front is what's painted in the Legion colors. So in this case, that bone and green. Most of these Black Templars that I've seen just have the black trim. That's fine. These guys that have the red trim, I think they're supposed to mark some kind of like veteran status. Yeah, it's okay, but I prefer the black trim. I think the black trim just looks neater. Okay. Doing good, doing good. I don't remember what color Death Guard Islands are, but I want to say they're red. My poor babies. You hear them crying and coughing and can't do anything for them. This is the worst feeling in the world, when your kids are sick and in pain, and like you just gotta let them ride it through, ride it out. You can't do anything for them. All right. These guys are gonna look so good when they're done. Oh man. I'm not even in the batch painting assembly line part of this painting project right now. I'm just in the test model phase, trying to see where everything's gonna go and how it's gonna look. Apothecary white. I'm gonna try putting Apothecary white down on this Celestia gray to see how it changes the tone. Yeah, it's okay. I think it will have a different effect on if I had painted this thing white. Like Death Guard white, but I think it's okay. Pretty happy with that. Oh, it's black. The skull is white. Interesting. Yeah, I was saying that I think the red looks okay. Personally, I'm more of a fan of the black rim. I think the contrast, like you see the symbol of the Templar cross more when the rim itself isn't like this. Almost makes it look like a different chapter. The red rim with the red symbol on the inside. So I personally prefer the black rim. All right. Well, if that part is black, then I try paint it that way. Jeez. Yeah, okay, something like that. Just clean it up. And then a little bit more white paint on the inside for the skull. There, like that. I feel like he needs a symbol on the center of his shield, so I'm trying to see I if he should have like a black or a white. Or like the Roman numeral 14 for the 14th Legion. What are breachers? Are they tactical or do they count as assault? Yeah, I think it's okay. That side. I'm studying this transfer sheet like it's gonna reveal to me the answers to my questions. Yeah, okay, you know what? I'm gonna have to figure that out on my own time. But this is my test model for my Death Guard. I think it looks pretty sweet. Death Guard Breacher. So now I just have to copy that 9 more times. They've already had their base coats and their wash. So now I just have to do their trim in Rune Lord Brass. Yep. And then paint everything else up. Thank you, Coyote. So now what I'm going to try to do to make it more entertaining to watch and hopefully not be a big slog is I'm going to assembly line and just whip through this part of it, which is the highlighting back up to base coat, which is Rakarth Flesh. His Seraphim Sepia wash was a real, like a color changer. Oof, that's a mess. Come back in, soften those lines a little bit. I'm not trying to do a smooth transition. I'm trying to make a fat green stripe. Well,